welcome to my twin flame journey. I am Shine, and this is going to be our very first Satsang Saturday. I was unsure of how I wanted to go about this for the first trial. I kind of left it open for people to submit a question and see if a theme began to form around the questions that I received. And then I was going to create the topic from there. But since this is the first one, and I don't think that people were too sure of what this was going to entail, unfortunately, I did not receive any questions from the viewers. So as opposed to letting it go until the next Saturday, I said, well, why don't I do it to show you how this would manifest. I decided that from here on out, I would get the theme from Spirit in regards to what we should discuss. And for the next time around, I will upload that video tomorrow, where I will kind of go about it the same way I did this. I will have Spirit decide what we should discuss, what people might need work on. And then, based on that theme, give people a week and a half to submit a question based on that week's topic. So maybe by doing it that way, it'll have people be more, I should say, want to participate more because they kind of, okay, well, this is what we're going to talk about. I have a question about that. You know, maybe that would work better than how I kind of presented it. But everything is a learning experience. So to kind of show you how we're going to do this, I said to Spirit, you know, I just went with whatever deck I felt I should pull out, which is what I will do each time. And I asked, you know, what do you think, what should we discuss? What are some issues that we should discuss? And originally I was going to do just this, but I just went with what I felt. And I think that this is kind of how it's going to go. Like I said, I will use different decks each week, whichever one I feel drawn to. But I asked, this is what should we discuss? What topics should we discuss this week? And I will go into more detail, of course, with each card. We have grace. So they want us to discuss grace. We have Jesus, which is all about unconditional love, forgiveness, compassion. We have patience, which is all about patience. And then we have signs. And then we also have unfinished symphony. Go the distance. All that glitters. And down below, we have free yourself, calling in your soulmate, let go of control issues, you deserve love, reconciliation, and love yourself first. Now, these are the things that Spirit felt needed to be discussed. And then I asked for advice for the masculine, advice for the feminine, and then what is it that they need to work on separately and together. And then we have our Rumi Oracle that we will read at the end, which is the overall message for you, the positive message that you can walk away with. Now, with discussing this, for the next time around, again, I will put out a video for tomorrow with this same kind of setup, asking the Spirit the same questions. And then I will allow you to, leave in the comments a question that you may want answered on the next meeting that we have. And if you don't want your question to be public, you can email me the question. And when I will incorporate the questions, obviously, with the topic, with the cards that the Spirit lays out. And then at the end, I also gathered for you, because we want to end this with a little meditation. And I will do some energy healing for your chakras. Now I asked, for each chakra, what aspect of that chakra needs to be worked on. So we have all of them for the masculine, all of them for the feminine. And actually, when I did the last one for the feminine, the crown chakra, an extra card fell out. And so the card that fell out, I says, well, let me have that be for the both of you. And that is just also happened to be a crown chakra card. So it's, one's own higher knowing. So I thought it fit wonderfully. So we will do that at the end. And then hopefully, we gain some insight with all of this, something that will help us along our journey, that may help us in regards to these twin flame soulmate relationships, as we discuss them every week, every month. And again, hopefully next week I'll get some questions for the next theme that I can also incorporate, because I really would like to get people talking. I would like to get people connecting, not just coming for a love reading, but actually an opportunity to grow a real community. And again, to help us all on this journey of basically self-discovery. Because it's not just about our relationships, it's about with other people, it's our relationships with ourselves, because that's what the journey is about. It's about the journey back to self, to self-awareness, to self-love, towards ascension, shedding karma, learning these lessons. So again, that is my hope. So let us begin. Again, the first card we have here is Grace. I am filled with the same beauty, poise, and divine perfection as all of God's other creations. Now I'll read from the book, and then I will also put my spiel on it. You receive this card because Mother Mary sees your graceful beauty, and she wants to help you to see this in yourself, too. This is a message about increasing your self-confidence and sense of self-worth. As you feel better about yourself, your actions will shift in positive ways, which will create a healthier climate for you and your loved ones. Today, envision how Mother Mary would handle each situation you face. Emulate her composure as you gracefully embrace everything that comes your way. Your grace will naturally exude a magnetism that draws wonderful people and experiences to you. So basically, this card is saying that no matter what comes in life, especially during difficult times, It's about maintaining a sense of grace, knowing that this too shall pass, knowing that everything happens for a reason, knowing that in our difficult moments and our darkest hour, those are opportunities for something to be realized and awakened and transcended within you. And appreciating the good and the bad that happens in life, because again, it's all for your betterment, it's all for your enjoyment, it's all for your ascension, it's all for love at the end of the day. Again, love for self first and foremost, and love for your fellow man and woman. Now, we have the Jesus card. Pardon me. Mother Mary sends you this card because you have a close and personal relationship with her son, Jesus. They both hear and lovingly answer your prayers. Jesus offers healing support to you and your loved ones, as well as helping you have faith in God's miracles of love. This card is also a reminder that Jesus loves you and everyone on this planet, regardless of faith. He's a wonderful role model of forgiveness, integrity, and love that you can emulate in your current situation. So you know the saying, what would Jesus do? Right? Again, it's about trying to see everything, your life, your journey, your experiences through a spiritual perspective. Try to look at life, again, I often refer to it as life school. This is life university. You signed up for certain classes, and those classes are going to help you in your soul's evolution. They're going to help you graduate to the next level and then the next level, because it's all about ascension. It's all about getting back to the God source. And lessons that we didn't learn in our previous life get brought in on the roster in this life. Things that we need to transcend. So we meet people along our journey, or our encounter situations along our journey, that are opportunities for us to learn those lessons. And they will keep repeating, which is referred to as karmic cycles, until we do. And once we do, we then again move on to the next level. And it just gets better and better and better. Now, during all these things, of course, the ego wants to keep us in our karma, in our conditioning, from this life, how we grew up, society, peers, our parents, family dynamics, all of that plays a role in who we become. And so the ego wants to hold on to that identity. So when people hurt us, when situations happen, we can get stuck in the stinking thinking. We can get stuck in the woe-is. We can get stuck in anger, resentment, fear, not feeling good enough. He spoke again about having the confidence, finding again our own light to help us get through the different things that we go through. And again, trying to see each experience, each person, even your enemies. Thank even your enemies, because if they caused you to learn and grow, they did their job. Same thing with karmic soulmates, or your soulmate that might be your life partner, because there'll be lessons involved in that relationship too. Your twin flame. These people are brought into your life for a reason. And even though we might have anger, even though we may have resentment, it's trying to heal that, learn the lesson, be grateful for the opportunity that that situation person gave you to become a better version of yourself. And that allows you to have compassion. You know, that doesn't mean you have to have people in your life if you don't want to. But it helps in healing from difficult things, having understanding and compassion that we're all here on our own journeys. We're all here learning our own lessons. And that might help you to kind of detach from the situation a bit. And again, look at things from the bigger perspective, which is all about you in truth. Your life, your journey, it's about you. Again, your soul's evolution. And everything plays a part in that. So again, have compassion, have grace, and this will help you to transcend difficulties, transcend pains, transcend lack of self-love. Again, that not feeling good enough, you know, always thinking negatively about ourselves, beating ourselves up. Again, the shoulda, woulda, couldas, whatever it is, it's trying to make peace, not drive yourself crazy with the ruminating thoughts. You know, allow healing to happen. Handle it all with grace so that you can let things go, because it'll help you to move forward. Now we have patience. God's timing is perfect. As this card reminds you, when you pray for help, that request is heard and answered. If your prayer involves other people, their free will decisions influence the timing of the outcome. Heaven knows this and devises ingenious solutions that arrive at exactly the right moment. You receive this card as a reminder to have patience with God's plans and solutions. If you try to control, force, or push your own agenda, you may miss out on an infinitely better alternative. Ask Mother Mary to help you demonstrate her infinite patience and trust in God's timing. We see this a lot with the weeklies, with the monthlies. You know, this goes along with the grace. You know, this goes again with letting go and letting God. Having patience that, again, you can't force another person to grow. You can't force someone to change. You can't force things to happen when you want them to happen, how you want them to happen, especially, again, if it involves other people. You know, a lot of times, again, the only thing that we have control over is ourselves. And we help things to move along by, again, dealing with our own stuff, our own whatever negative vibes, negative thoughts that we might be putting out there that is blocking things from moving forward. You know, that could be another reason why things are always held up or delayed, because it's the energy that you're sending out. If you're sending out fear, anger, resentment, you know, especially in regards to these kind of relationships, the other person will mirror that, and that's why nothing seems to move forward. Or if you keep running, you keep chasing, they'll keep running. So again, it's just allowing, having patience, letting things unfold as they will in the time that they are meant to, when and if both people are ready, and having that understanding. And there's another saying that says, you may not always get what you want, but you'll get what you need in that moment. And if what you need is to be separated, if what you need is to enter into another karmic cycle with somebody so that you learn a lesson, if you need to be alone for a while so that you can do the shadow work on yourself, get your mind on your career, whatever it is, it's knowing that there are lulls and there are highs. And to just, as we've seen from the weekly reading, kind of going with the flow. having patience in the timing of things. Again, knowing that things will happen when and if they are meant to, and just allowing that energy to be freed up, again, because we only can control ourselves, so that we are open to new experiences, new things when we are ready for it. And then we have signs. This card is a message for you to pay close attention to the signs that come to you in answer to your prayers. These can include a song that you hear, words that you read, a sight that you see, a conversation you overhear, and so forth. The possibilities are unlimited. Signs tend to repeat themselves until you notice them and take some form of action. However, it's also possible to notice one the first time it presents itself. As you listen to these signs, you get a sense of heaven's continuous participation in your life, which helps you feel safer and more loved. You can always pray for clarification if you don't understand a sign. After all, Mother Mary and the angels want to clearly communicate their love to you. We've also seen this card come out quite a few times. You know, not everybody looks at tarot readings, so you know, spirit, the universe, your guides, they're always trying to talk to you. But most of the time, people don't think about that. They don't look for those signs. They disregard synchronicities. They disregard these things. They're not taking heed to the communication that's trying to come through. So they're always rooting for you. They're always waiting for you to commune with them. And they're always trying to show you signs in the best way they can. Again, it could be through a repetitive theme on something. So you keep hearing the same song, or you keep seeing something that reminds you of something over and over again, or you overhear conversations and people seem to be talking about the same thing that you're having struggles with. It's the need to be more aware of your surroundings. So in case you aren't looking at tarot readings, or just even in general, because you're not always going to be looking at readings either, try to pay attention to the signs, your intuition, your dreams. Again, whatever outside things you may notice that are repeating, because it's trying to draw attention to that to help you. So pay attention to the signs. Now we have here Unfinished Symphony. Let us see what this card is. The essential meanings: unfinished business, an incomplete lesson, lack of closure, the need to make amends. The Oracle's message: this is a time to tie up loose ends as you near the completion of a cycle or project and mastery of a lesson or skill. Before you can move forward, it's important that you come to terms with where you are now. Practice radical acceptance. Take inventory so that emotional and psychological closure can occur and the answers you seek will be found. You can't move forward if you are leaving things unfinished. Reflect on what has passed so that the symphony can finally end on a high note. Relationship message: moving on is difficult when love lingers. Things are left unsaid and you haven't had the opportunity for closure in your relationship and in your heart. You can still feel bound up in relationships when closure is denied you. It's important to achieve this for yourself. Write that letter, make that call, or have that conversation over a cup of coffee. For peace of mind, accept matters as they are, make amends if need be, and declare your feelings, even if only to yourself. Be clear about what was left unresolved, and close the door on the past so you can set yourself free. Only then can new love blossom. So again, there was obviously a lot of things that has been left unsaid because the masculine was holding back a lot. And that definitely played a part in the feminine kind of detaching from the situation, because what they were looking for, they weren't getting. And what they should have gotten, they weren't getting in regards to these heart-to-heart conversations. Again, people still being deceptive, people still trying to hide things. So again, it left things unsettled, it left things unclear, and it left this cycle still lingering. People's feelings still sitting in their feelings of sadness, of whatever, because they lacked closure, because the other side wasn't giving them that, some of them, because maybe perhaps the masculine was afraid of doing that, because they felt like, well, if I do that, it's the end. It was kind of a way to keep things lingering for some. And obviously, if this is a union that is meant and destined to come together, this is the moment where that opportunity is, because there is unfinished business. Some people are meant, again, to be together. They're meant to be life partners. They're meant to work this out, this past cycle that they went through, this past painful cycle that hopefully, for the ones who are having an opportunity to work things out, because both people, again, learned the lessons, are applying the lessons, because again, it takes two people. There's an opportunity to finish this symphony on a high note. Again, but it's going to take both people opening up, both people discussing what happened, what their roles were, what they learned. What will they do differently? How are they going to work on it? Again, it's these deep conversations need to be had. And for a lot of feminines, they were met with someone constantly trying to sweep things under the rug, trying to downplay their role, again, minimize things, trivialize things, not showing really any empathy or care for the other person's point of view, the other person's feelings, because they were trying to hide a lot of their doings because they were afraid it was going to reflect badly on them, which actually doing that is what is reflecting badly on them. And I think that when this side pulled away, they started to realize again that those old ways of being, of trying to handle situations, wasn't going to work anymore, because again, you're dealing with someone who has now learned a lesson and has changed, and they don't resonate in that karma anymore. So the masculine was needing to, again, transcend that part of himself to be able to engage in honest, heartfelt communication and not use the old tactics that they used throughout their life due to their childhood wounding. They were needing to change their approach, and that required growth on their part. So again, this unfinished symphony, there is an opportunity, again, to finish the symphony on a high note. But then again, it requires these conversations to allow for the pain and any negative feelings that are still lingering to be transcended, so that there can be an opportunity for new love to bloom. And then we have Go the Distance, which is number 47. Essential meanings: endurance, strength, the long haul. Oracle's message: to bring your dream to life, you must think long term and pay no attention to the fluctuations in the current of your experience. Joy and disappointment commingle with opportunities, so there is no need to fear the occasional obstacle. Life is not a sprint. This card is a reminder that you have endurance, strength, and fortitude to carry you all the way. Remain true to yourself. Your authenticity alone will keep you in alignment with the energy of miracles. What is yours will never be withheld from you. Remember that. Relationship message: you either are in or are calling in a harmonious relationship that can stand the test of time. For better or worse, as you ride the ups and downs and even strain, break yourself, and are remade in new growth, you are being redeemed by the power of regeneration. Harmony does not mean that there will never be a wrong note played, but that the relationship is marked by endurance and dedication to overall unity. A new song can be written, an instrument can be tuned, and the symphony of love will play on. Listen with your heart. Isn't it magnificent? So, again, this is speaking of the possibility of healing a situation and this being a potential life partnership. They're encouraging you to go the distance. They're encouraging you to put in the effort because, again, this isn't just about this journey together, it's about your journey within yourself. These lessons that you're learning, this karma that you're shedding, what this relationship taught you, what this separation did for you both in regards to being able to have that opportunity to reflect, to grow. And you needed to be separated in order to do that. But now, since it seems the masculine is finally doing that, the feminine has done that, there is an opportunity here again for something that is long lasting. And they're encouraging you to go to the distance. Finish your symphonies, dear. It's basically to not give up hope as well. Have faith in yourself. Don't be afraid of change, of transformation, of growth, of becoming a better version of yourself, of letting go of ways of being that no longer serve. That's what you're supposed to do. That's why you're here. And then we have all that glitters, which is number 16. The essential meaning, a need to see beyond the superficial, the desire to don a mask or dress something up to disguise its true nature, trying to be something you're not, chasing after every sparkly new thing, being mercurial. The oracle's message, it's only human to want to adorn oneself in trinkets and paint a pretty picture of oneself. It's natural to want to acquire the trappings of status or to deny them as a statement of rebellion. But if it sparkles, is it better? Whether it's a fast car, a big house, a title or position, the stamp of authority, or the sparkling of diamonds, these icons let you know something about a person, place, or thing. Or do they? The truth is that people seek to acquire things because of what they will do for them and how they symbolically will elevate them and make them more attractive. This card signals that it's time to see beyond the adornments and probe underneath the surface. Learn to recognize the masks people wear and the motives underlying them. Imagine that all the glitter is gone. Would you still desire the object or person? Relationship message. Sometimes we try to become something we're not to impress others. We embellish a story a bit, adding some dramatic elements to make us more appealing. The real person becomes hidden behind the sparkle and shine. Then there are times when we don't see the true value of someone else because he or she may not have the glitz and glamour that seems so desirable. Now is the time to look past the surface, beyond the mask, to the essence of a person, who that person is, not what he or she has or can give you. It's important. See beyond the glitter and look for the inner glow. Use the eyes in your heart. Let go of artifice and let what is authentic shine. Now, if I was to reference this to, a lot of masculines that when this situation ended, they jumped into another codependent situation, perhaps because, again, they thought they weren't ready to look at themselves as playing a major part in why this relationship became difficult or why it ended. And so they thought they can just jump into something else that seemed like it was going to be better in some way. Again, filling a void, meeting a need, filling a void, whatever the reason was. But no matter where you go, there you are. That's why during this separation, while they were in their current situation, they realized that, and they realized that it was them, something in them that seemed to be causing these repetitive themes, these karmic relationships. Again, it's like the same situation, but with different people. And, once the glitz and glamour wore off on that situation, then they started to really start reflecting on the past, things that they've done, especially if they became unhappy in that situation, because it wasn't based in love. It was based in needs, wants, voids, karma, codependency for a lot. And they realize that what matters is love. And that's why a lot of masculines are trying to find their way back to what they've lost. So there's a realization in that. And also for some that were in possible karmic situations, you keep fighting to get someone back who, if you do all the checks and balances, the pros and cons, there's probably more bad than good. So it's a need to also to be honest with ourselves about our perspective on a situation, how we truly feel about a person. If you take away again all that, but I love them, or all these other things, if you see the truth of a situation, there comes a certain acceptance with that, and knowing that, perhaps it's not so great, and you're better leaving that and moving on to something better because you deserve better. So that is for some of you. Also, the whole thing about, wearing masks. Many masculines, again, pretending that they were happy in their karmic situation, but really they were miserable and they were wanting to be back with this person, but they were trying to save face. They were still lying to cover up their lies. They didn't want to discuss what happened. They were downplaying things, again, because they were worried about how they would be viewed if they admitted to, yes, I lied, yes, I cheated, because again, maybe they believe their own stories. Like if they don't admit it, it never happened. Who knows why people do the things that they do? But again, there's been a lot of deception, a lot of wearing masks. And what needs to happen, if the masculine is truly going to grow from that lesson, knowing that you can't do that, it doesn't serve you, and it certainly doesn't serve the people that you're around. It's about becoming authentic. It's about having integrity, becoming an honest person, and that shows self-love and self-respect, and it shows other people respect because you're an honest person. When you're a known liar, people lose respect for you. People don't trust you, and you end up losing relationships because of that. So again, that those deceptive ways of being, though you may think that they serve you in the moment, in the end they always end up backfiring. And I think the masculine is starting to realize that. We hope. Everybody should realize that. Masculine or feminine, lying is no good at all. So it's again about becoming an honest person, taking off our masks, revealing our true feelings, revealing our truths in general, being honest, not trying to cover up our misdeeds, especially if this person is full aware of what they were. Because again, you're not showing them respect, you're not showing them care, you're not showing yourself care by continuing to, again, try to sweep things under the rug or try to hide behind a mask. Again, honesty is the best policy, and honesty is what's going in communication is what's going to help to heal this situation if we're talking about, the relationship here. So again, realizing the true value in things, no longer wearing masks, trying to gain the courage to go the distance and to finish this symphony on a high note. Whether that's, the two of you, which I think that that's kind of where Spirit was going with this. This is, again, the ones that are in separation. I didn't ask for that, but it kind of seems that way. Or again, for those that were dealing with a karmic situation, know that it was all for a reason. Try to heal yourself, because the universe is trying to prepare you or trying to hint to you that a new opportunity for new love with possibly someone who's going to be your life partner is on the horizon, but you have to take care of business first. Now, what we have here is free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. And again, calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help to bring you together. And let go of control issues again. Allow this situation to unfold naturally, as well as you deserve love. You are lovable. Reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. And love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. And again, by loving ourselves, we're able to love other people, because in an authentic way. If you love yourself and you know that there are things about you that need to change, you know you need to get on your path, you know you need to get out of codependent relationships, that's you loving yourself, taking those actions, having that self-awareness, making moves to change your life, to change your situation, to change who you are. That's you loving you, and that is showing self-respect, and that is more attractive. Honesty will make you more attractive. Lying does not. So by letting go of your fear and your worries and anxieties of taking off masks, you're showing that you love yourself first. You're showing that you have courage, that you're going for what you want. And again, that will make you more romantically attractive. That will help to reconcile you with the person that you're meant to be with. Because you deserve love. And again, about letting things go and letting things flow. Let go of control issues. Again, just work on you. That's all you have control over is yourself, your thoughts, your feelings, your daily actions, what you're doing to help you move forward on your journey. That's the only thing that you can control. Everything else, they want you to handle that all with grace. Let what comes come, let what goes go, and try to, again, be patient with it all and allow things to happen in their own time. And then we have calling in your soulmate and free yourself. Again, freeing yourself could be getting rid of those negative thoughts that we have, that we're feeding ourselves every day, our stinking thinking, whatever might be holding us back, freeing ourselves again from any codependent situations that we want to get out of, to move back to the feminine, freeing ourselves by also speaking up, taking off our masks, being honest, revealing how we feel, releasing this burden that the two of you are obviously still carrying from this situation, because again, it's been bad communication or no communication, things left unsaid, things left unresolved. And it's a way for both of you to free yourselves in that essence as well. Or again, freeing ourselves from our own stuff so we can allow for a new soulmate to come into our life. No longer holding on to past stuff, holding up that energy so that it's preventing things from ebbing and flowing. Because you do deserve love. And by again taking care of ourselves, we're showing that we love ourselves, that we have self-respect, and with that, we will attract better things. Now, for the masculine, advice for you is Sisters of the Seasons, Cycles of Growth, Natural Law, and Divine Order. This is in the ally position. It's in the upright. And then we have the Rainbow Prince, Compensation and Perseverance. So let us see what that says. 17. When the Sisters of the Seasons meet you on your path, they remind you that everything has a natural rhythm that obeys a higher law. Just as the seasons magically pass, be reminded that the nature of birth, growth, harvest, and decay cannot be altered. So if you keep on your path with determination and discernment, allowing for the natural course of events to unfold, success is assured. Divine appropriate timing is guiding your desires into perfect manifestation form. This is a very good period to start new things as you've moved out of winter into the beginning of spring. Continue with patience and be aware of the rhythms of your opportunities. There will be periods when things slow down and begin anew, move into fruition, and then slow down again in a never-ending natural flow. Be mindful of which sister greets you, for she points directly at the next. Every moment counts now. So again, letting things go, letting things flow, letting seasons end that need to end. Allow for that rebirth and renewal. Allow for that transformation within yourself, within your relationships. Again, get out of your head and get into action, doing what you can do to help you move forward. Embrace the new season and a new opportunity that is there. But you have to use your free will. You have to get out of your own way, get over your stuff. Don't let that hold you back. And then the Rainbow Prince. When the Rainbow Prince appears as your ally, he reminds you about the law of compensation and the law of receiving. After the rainstorm you've endured on your journey, the Rainbow Prince brings you a pot of gold, which is the result of your using all the elements of your inner light and reaching into the sky until you touch the material realm from one end to the other. This isn't always an easy process, and hard work must be rewarded by compensation. When you align yourself with the energy of giving the highest value, your compensation is inherent in the act itself. But the message here is more than that. The Rainbow Prince says to keep your sights on the sky after the rainstorms that may have upset your life. Follow your bliss to the pot of gold waiting for you. Perseverance pays off, and your reward will be greater than you can imagine. So they're telling you to persevere. They're telling you to not give up, to have faith, to have hope, to put in the effort into yourself. Because you're all you've got in the truth. So it's investing in yourself, investing in your future. And when you do that, when you love yourself, when you let down your defenses, when you follow your heart, when you speak your truth, when you stand in integrity, when you do all of that, better things await you. And you will be rewarded. It's about finding your light. Find your light, dear, and let it shine. Now for the feminine, you have 2 in the challenge position. The Ringmaster of Scrutiny, Discernment, Clear Vision, and Details. Sorry, you can't really see with this glow here. I'll have to work on the lighting. The Dream Walker. Dreams, the collective good, and illusions. I have the Dream Walker. This was also in the challenge position. Number 8 and number 9. I hope you're enjoying the satsang so far. When the Dream Walker is your ally, dreams really can and do come true. Still, oh, I'm sorry, should be the challenger. The Dream Walker challenges you to wake up from your restless sleep in which you're not dreaming at all. This is the time to remind yourself of your passions and the aspirations you may have left behind. Perhaps you should reconsider and allow yourself your precious dreams again. Don't give them up. There is always a way that they can return to you as long as you don't try to dictate the forms they take. Another way the Dream Walker challenges you is when you're in the middle of a nightmare brought on by you or by others. Wake up and don't struggle, for she reminds you that the divine will lead you out of the bad dream and into a much better one. This too shall pass. Be mindful that you have a unique and special purpose. You're always actively influencing your reality through your thoughts and reactions to life's challenges. Kind of the same as like the Sisters of the Seasons. It's knowing that, through the good times and bad, all things are temporary, everything changes. Don't give up hope. Some of you may have been so much wrapped into the emotional aspect of all of this that you may have neglected yourself, doing things for you, working on your career, going to exercise, hanging out with friends, whatever it is. It's for you to kind of again not lose sight of the future, that a beautiful future awaits you, but you have to be willing to participate in that, to help co-create that. And it's about healing. Healing as we will see when we go up here for both of you. This is about letting go of this pain of this past cycle that went on between you two or you with other people. You might have a negative outlook now on love, on life, and they're saying, don't stop dreaming about, a happy ending with someone. Not every person is the same. Again, if this was a karmic experience, you had to go through it, you had to learn the lesson. But now you are wiser, you are better for having gone through it. But it's trying to find again your own light, your own empowerment, and see the blessing in the lesson. And that will help you to still have hope that, there'll be a rainbow after the storm. Now, the Dream Walker. I read that one first. My fault. I read the Dream Walker. Now it's the Ringmaster of Scrutiny. I have them in reverse order. Okay. When the Ringmaster of Scrutiny appears as your challenger, he warns you to observe your situation with discernment and clarity. It's time to see the flaws in the foundations you and others have built under you. It also seems that you may be getting caught up in the details of your dream when really it's time to leave them to the divine. Perhaps you're worrying about the past and the future too much, forgetting that the dream is created in the now time. Often the Ringmaster of Scrutiny also brings a warning to read the fine print and watch for hidden agendas when you're involved with others. Don't worry, whatever your current challenge, things can be resolved as soon as you cultivate detachment and trust that the details will be taken care of. once you turn them over to the divine. The universe has an uncanny way of self-correcting when you get out of your own way. And again, this has been for both of you. It's that learning how to get out of your own way. That's for everybody. It says that the ego will keep you stuck, that the conditioning will keep you stuck. It's a consistent effort to be self-aware and to self-correct so that you don't fall into the trappings of the ego, of karma, repeating cycles, of conditioning. Because most of the stuff that we grew up believing wasn't true anyway. And it's having to relearn things from, again, a wiser perspective, because we've learned through experience. Sometimes we had to go through it many times before it finally kicked in. So this is, again, another message about letting go and letting things flow, not holding on to the past, not fearing the future, especially if somebody's trying to come back. But again, I say this with everybody. This is a general thing. This isn't a personal reading. I don't know your situation. I don't know you personally. Know what you're dealing with. Use discernment when dealing with past people or whatever. You know what went on in your relationship. Anyone that's dealing with abusive types, repetitive cheaters, possible narcissists, again, know what you're dealing with. Don't take this reading or any of my readings as a sign of, oh, we can wrap this all up in a nice bow, and yeah, you should go back with this person. And what if this person was your karmic and you're supposed to leave them behind? So again, unless it's a personal reading, take whatever here resonates with you in a wise way. Use discernment. Know what you're dealing with. Again, don't welcome back with open arms abusers and again, repeated serial cheaters and possible personality disordered people, because that's, I would not recommend. But for the majority of you, again, it's either this is a situation that can be worked out, but it's going to take a lot of people working on themselves. Again, a constant effort every day to becoming better, to maintaining this newfound sense of self. And not to say that people won't slip up, because, nobody's perfect. But the both of you are needing to really heal this past situation and to not give up on yourselves or each other. For those that can reconcile, don't lose faith. Go the distance. But be present, because again, the present is all you have. The present is all, you can only do stuff in the now to help with the future. But just thinking about the future, freaking out about it, distressing about it, and living in the past, of the pains in the past, it's not going to help. It doesn't help. It's human nature to do that. It's easier said than done. But that's why they're constantly trying to remind you to try. Do your best to try, because it's important. It's only going to help you. Now, when I says, what do they need to work on? The first card that came out was, the dark-haired woman for the feminine. And then the dark-haired man came out for the masculine. And again, masculine, feminine, it's energy, not necessarily gender. So, you could be either side. And then we have surprise, which is basically what needs to be worked on here is communication, heart-to-heart conversations, honesty, showing that we've learned, changed, grown, effort in overcoming our shadow self. Because we have both the dark-haired man and the dark-haired woman. It's like needing to deal with our own stuff, fear, worry, anxiety, resentment, anger, any of the dark stuff. It's got to be healed. It's got to be transcended so that you can have an opportunity to get out of your own way and to help heal this situation. You know, holding on to that stuff it's not moving things forward. It's just keeping you both heartbroken. In truth, you know, each one is hurting in their own way. And the only way to make things better, again, is to try to overcome those things within us that are holding us back, that are not serving us, that are keeping us stuck, that are keeping us depressed, sad, angry, fearful, all of that. You know, whatever unresolved childhood stuff that's creeping up, that have been playing a part in our patterns in relationships, our behaviors, needs to be healed. You know, forgiveness as well. And again, above all else, it's communication. Share with each other. And that way you'll know where you stand and if you can move forward. Now, what I have here, let me clear these out of the way. And again, I hope you've been enjoying this. I wasn't really sure how it was going to manifest, but I kind of like this because I know that people do enjoy the cards. So it's kind of similar to the readings, I guess, in a way where it's advice from me, advice from them, and all coming together to kind of help everybody out. But I think that I like the idea of leaving it up to spirit for what the topic is going to be. So you tell me, what should we talk about? Because they know. You know, that's why they come out with the cards all the time. They know what needs to be done. But I also would love to, again, incorporate viewers' questions in regards to whatever topic that spirit comes up with. So look for that video tomorrow so that you have time to get your question, submit your question for the next one. Now, I told you that I did what chakras needed to be worked on. All right? So we've got the roots. So I got my little thing here. We have the roots. We have the sacral. We have the solar plexus, the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown. This is the masculine. And then this is the feminine. And of course, you know, this is our root is all about our foundations. You know, sacral chakra deals with our sexuality. You know, the solar plexus is our thinking, and the heart chakra here, you know, throat, our speaking, our communication. You know, this is all about our love. The heart one, and then we have our intuition, which is the third eye, and then the crown, which is our, you know, higher knowing. And the extra card that came out was destiny. This is the Soulmate card. So it says, well, that can go in the middle. For the masculine, we have insecurity is at the root. Then we have service for the sacral, dissipating, growth, workaholic, balance, and impartiality. For the feminine, we have complacency, passion, prayer, wisdom, impatience, gratitude, and instinct. So for the masculine, it's about overcoming again our fears, our insecurities, our fear of change, our fear of taking off masks, our fear of speaking up. Service is about, again, focusing on what we can do to help the situation. Dissipating is not just sitting around in our thoughts, watching things pass us by, having time go by and us not doing anything. Heart chakra deals with, being able to allow that to open up, to allow for growth to happen within yourself and in the relationship. Throat chakra, we have workaholic. This could also be reflecting on needing to put more work and efforts into getting out of codependent situations. Balance is about, coming into balance with ourself, emotional balance. And then impartiality, again, is about seeing both sides of this situation. It's everybody's always right in their own mind, but everybody's always wrong too. There's always right and wrong. And for the feminine, it's about following your passions, not sitting around doing anything. Again, having hope, not thinking negative, but thinking positive. Pray. Apply the wisdom that was from the last time around, but don't allow your heart to be closed. Impatience, it's again about allowing things to happen in their own time. Being grateful. This is about kind of balance as well. Because when we have gratitude, we're not focused on the negative. So we are a little bit more energetically in balance with positive things. And this is about, trusting one's instincts, trusting one's guidance in regards to our journey, our life, the situation. Because destiny is at play for both of you. And this is about both of you, again, using your higher intuition to realize that. Now, I don't know if there is, let me look at key ideas for the workaholic. Feelings of inadequacy, transformation indicated, not being fulfilled by work. Heeding warnings, refreshing your mind to improve your work. Like I said, it's about this codependency, figuring out your career so that you can become more independent. Let me check impartiality. Neutral position, allowing things to unfold, standing in another's shoes. Uplifted communication. Again, it's seeing both sides. Understanding that our words and actions have an effect on other people. And recognizing that and showing genuine compassion and remorse for anything that might have been said or done that was hurtful to someone else. It's holding ourselves accountable as well. The action here is to listen and observe, take an impartial look at your situation, be fair, open-mindedness. Again, if you've been holding on to that mask, you know, trying to push your own agenda, self protection, whatever it is. Again, it's letting that go, and knowing that we're gonna have to acknowledge some things, see both sides of the coin here. And I think that we don't need any clarifying out here. I was just curious to see if I was correct on the workaholic. So we have here, oh, let me read the destiny one. It might be one you want to read. Black and white are in heaven waiting to go back to earth yet again to complete their work. When they meet and fall in love, they learn that they will not be together on earth. In previous lives, their love was ill-fated. They appeal to the council of great spirits who turn down their request to be together. But the great servant appears and grants their wish. Together they can accomplish greater things than they could have done alone. Again, if you're dealing with soulmates, you could have had past life experiences with them. It could be your twin flame, and this is the lifetime that you have a chance to have the happy ending, as I say, the unfinished symphony, to end things on a high note, to not repeat, the tragedies of past lives, of never being able to come together. Because for twin flames, this is about ascension. Your soulmate is an important thing too, but for twin flames, if you're here with your twin flame, this is supposed to be your last incarnation. The possibility for it to be your last incarnation. Obviously, whoever doesn't learn lessons has to come back, and the other one will wait in the higher realms if they have learned and they have the opportunity to ascend. But again, that takes a lot of spiritual work. That has to be something that you're dedicated to in this life. If you are a twin flame, it's about you healing your stuff, shedding your karma. Again, having that perspective, practicing, detachment from stuff as much as possible. Okay, everything is a lesson. Learn the lesson, move on. Again, but that takes a lot of spiritual work, ascension. So for twin flames, again, it's your opportunity to do that work. And that's why these relationships can be very difficult, because you're given a whole bunch of lessons to work through at once, because you have that opportunity for ascension to come together. But again, that takes inner work, and that takes work together. But they're wanting you to not lose sight of that, realize the importance of this union, the importance of these relationships, because again, they're all part of your soul's evolution. So embrace your destiny. And these are the chakras that you have to work on. Now let us look at the Rumi Oracle that we picked, which is the happy thought to end things off. Sacred Phoenix Heart. Let us put this here. And again, I will do a little energy healing after we read this, and this will do the meditation, and we'll close things off. Sacred Phoenix Heart. Under the cover of blood, love veils many rose gardens. In total faith, love tenderly guides every lover to the garden of the heart. Reason says the world is limited in 6 directions. There is no way out. Love says there is a way, and I have traveled it many times. That's by Rumi. How I adore your defiant, rebellious heart. It knows that what for the mind it knows that what for the mind is an end, is for the heart simply another match to ignite the sacred flames. It eats of love until it is filled, and then becomes hungry again, and eats some more. And again and again, it eats of love until it is so full it must simply explode into a sacred fire of passion. It burns, it bursts, incapable of sustaining old consciousness in the expanse of blessings unlimited, lavished upon it through the great beloved's affection. It would be like attempting to fit an ocean in a teacup. So it does not. It bursts forth like a dying star into spectacular radiance, only to be reborn again, new and hungry for the next feeding frenzy in love's great banquet. How I adore your defiant, spectacular heart. Love guides us through travails that seem improbable, if not impossible. It does not shy away from any challenge, from any cause. It cannot. It is just love's way. Love says to us, there is always another way. You are receiving this guidance now. Perhaps you are scratching your head quizzically, or are in the deepest despair because you appear to have met a dead end, a frowning no, or a dismissive laugh upon your quest to bring love alive. So then, do you choose to believe in love, or in the death of sorts your heart faces? Your heart shall rally. I choose death because that is the portal to new life. And so it is wise, you see. But you must be brave. To be burned in love, by love, for love, will involve endurance of pain, but it will also place it in context. It is the shorter pain that is not compounded by erroneous thinking. That pain comes and goes quite quickly when you realize that love is simply playfully smacking your wrist and saying, "Not that way, beloved." There are great pitfalls on that path. Come, take this one, where there shall be wine and dancing. So you are guided to accept the closed doors, the death, the pain, and to let it become tinder for your fire. Cry whatever tears need to be cried so your tinder can be dry and ready to create the sparks your heart needs. That sacred phoenix, ready to die into life within you, is hungry for the fire. Let it feast so it can fulfill its potential, its divine destiny, and become born again into new form, more divinely aligned and alive than ever before. This oracle comes with a message for you. You may feel as though you have been wandering in a desert for many years with no oasis in sight. You might have been through darkness, through trials, endured confusion and uncertainty as you sought for your truth, sought divine revelation, and sought your purpose to confirm your plans. Seek no more. The answers are now given, or very soon will be, and the life, the passion, the purpose, it will all come to you in clarity. Does life need to be grasped for? It is bestowed according to grace and destiny. It need not be sought so much as received. The spiritual destiny that calls your soul, even whilst you may feel your bodily ears are deaf to the call, makes your heart leap. It is as though hearing the beloved's voice and stirring an ancient memory of love so powerful moves you. It moves you, even without you necessarily understanding how or why. So let the life come to you. Be prepared to let the old version of your life pass away into the new life now being born. What does this mean? It means letting go of your striving, your opinions, your doubts, your despair, and your fears. Life wants to happen through you, blazing angel. You don't have to do much other than get out of your own way. Seems to be the repeating theme, huh? Love is your nature. Let it flourish, and life shall unfold accordingly. This oracle brings a particular message regarding divine timing, that oh so significant factor in our dreams coming to life. Your time is fast approaching. It may even be now. It may seem least likely to you. There may be great darkness or confusion, and yet the unveiling of the new dawn is closest to the deepest darkness of night. Do not turn back or away from your progress. Your very next steps shall be upon hallowed ground, rendered golden by the ways of the rising sun. So that is pretty much telling you both, again, don't give up hope. Great love is worth taking the efforts to take. So now let us end our satsang. I want to thank you for joining me, and I will do a little energy healing work for your chakras to help with your destiny, help in your guidance here on your journey. So get comfortable, close your eyes, relax, and let us begin our meditation. Thank you. Until next time, take care.